Morning, everyone, and welcome to our unique broadcast. This is Sing Sunday here on Homechoir. If you're new, you're very, very welcome. My name's Ben, and this is our channel. If you are new, do consider hanging around and having a sing with us. If you're watching later on, after this is streamed live, you'll be able to jump straight to the various bits of gorgeous classical music in our broadcast this morning. But those of you who are here watching the live stream, hello to all of you. I'll be right with you. Just let me check that the sound is working. So far, so good. Good. We've got the marvellous piano here. Let's just check we can hear the various recordings this morning. We've got some lovely Haydn, the Kyrie, we've got some Mozart, we've got some more Haydn, we've got some more Mozart. For a change, a bit more Mozart and some Haydn. And finally, a bit of Mozart. Takes a moment, this one. There we go. So you might be thinking, that's a lot of classical music. Well, that's why we've called this one Sing Classical Sunday, to pull together some of the more beautiful and the more moving pieces from the classical repertoire, entirely taken from the works of the great Mozart and Haydn, who you can see above my shoulder, looking over my shoulder, as I share some of their masterpieces and some of their lesser-known masterworks with all of you. So I hope you're looking forward to a really good sing. Hello to everyone who is watching live, as I say, and those who are not in the live chat this morning. Very good morning, or indeed, good afternoon, good evening to you, as we've got people watching from all over the world at the moment. Subscriber numbers as of Sunday the 9th of Feb, 5,732, which is great. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that red button, turn it that soothing shade of grey, and come and help us make music with the world. Hello, as I say, to everyone who's watching live, particularly to Helene and Bill and Val and Sue and Tony and Sally and Annie and Maureen and Harry and June, Val and Huyen, Katie, Anne and Linda, and everyone else. And then hello everyone over here. As I say, people from all over the world watching and having a lovely chat, getting ready for a really good sing. So hello to all of you. Hello Alison, hello Angela, hello Christine, hello Liz, hello Emma, looking after everyone today. Hello Fiona, hello Jeffrey, hello Glennis, hello Gloria, hello Irena, hello Jackie, hello Jane, and Gossip of course. Hello Jill, hello June, hello Karen, hello Leslie, hello Linda, hello Marion, hello Michael, hello Mike, hello Sarah, hello Soraya, hello Susanna, hello Suzanne, hello Victensian, and everyone else. Let's get started, shall we? Some gorgeous music this morning. So let's have Homechoir in the lovely key of F major. Actually, do you know what? No. Let's have it in B flat major, because the Haydn this morning, the lovely mass, is in B flat major. So as a little nod to Papa Haydn, let's sing Homechoir in B flat. Nice deep breath. Here we go. And the stuff. Very good morning, all of you, and welcome to our Sing Classical Sunday. We believe this is entirely a unique broadcast here on YouTube. We come together every couple of weeks on a Sunday morning to enjoy some of the more beautiful music, usually from the sacred repertoire. And this morning, well, following on from our last broadcast, which was Sing Baroque Sunday, I thought, well, we couldn't let Papa Haydn and dear Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart sit on the sidelines. This is our Sing Classical Sunday. And what a range of beautiful pieces we have for you. Starting after our little bit of news and happy birthdays, of course, we'll begin our broadcast with the Kyrie from Haydn's Little Organ Mass in B flat. An absolute jewel of a piece. Really, really lovely. We'll then follow that with God Is Our Refuge, one of young Mozart's very, very first piece, and the only piece he actually wrote in English. Fabulous little work, very short and still rather impressive for an 8-year-old. Then we'll follow that with the Gloria from Haydn's Little Organ Masterpiece. We haven't sung on this channel literally for years, so a bit of sight reading practice with some of you, another absolute jewel. We'll then follow that with two very, very well-known works, the Confutatis and Lacrimosa from Mozart's Requiem. I mean, these are about as iconic pieces as you can find in the classical repertoire. That will lead us into our minute of reflection before we then sing two gorgeous works. Haydn's O Let Me in the Accepted Hour, which we learnt as part of our choral alphabet series, and then finishing off with the collected voices of Homechoir, singing a piece that, well, I'm not going to over-egg it, but it is very much a piece that set the tone for our channel and led to some amazing music making worldwide. So before we get to that gorgeous programme this morning, everyone, let's have a look at what's coming up on the channel. See, that's the wrong slide. Bear with me. I'm going to have to go backwards instead of forwards. There we go. We are going to be looking this week at two very, very different styles. On Wednesday, we're not going to be singing. We're going to be learning. The return of the deep dives. And as promised, it's going to be a session all about Miles Davis and how he and his style of music transformed jazz. And for those of you that aren't particularly familiar with jazz styles, you're going to be learning all about bebop and in particular cool jazz this coming week with an emphasis on modes. Really, really interesting stuff. And then on Fun Friday this week, well, it's going to have a little bit of a Beatles flavour. We're going to be enjoying your performance, Homechoir, of Hey Jude. We're going to be singing with a little help from my friends. David from the USA is going to sing Blackbird for us. It's going to be a fabulous session. And we're also going to have a preview of our next recording that we'll be taking part in. It's an absolutely beautiful, very moving piece by Oasis. More on that on Friday. So to say we cover all the ranges, all the styles here on Homechoir is an understatement. And if you want to help us do what we do, if you'd like to become one of our supporters, well, you can become a donor by going along to homechoir.org/donate. Just buy us a coffee. Every penny that you are able to share with us goes back into making these shows for the world. And so thank you to everyone who's already one of our supporters. And you can, of course, sign up for our weekly email newsletter, which is completely free. And we share all the links, scores if we have them to share with you, and of course exclusive content that you can only get through the newsletter. So don't miss a moment of your Homechoir. Go along to homechoir.org, click sign up at the top, fill in the very, very short form, and you're done. We promise to never spam you. Just once a week, you'll get that fabulous email. And if you tell us when your birthday is, as Margaret and Julie have done, well, we will sing you happy birthday when your special day rolls round. And it is Margaret's birthday today, and it will be Julie's birthday tomorrow. So very shortly, we will sing for them. But let's go full screen, and let's just begin the process of warming our voices up, ready to sing these 7 gorgeous classical works. And so if I can invite you, if you're sitting down, to sit up in your chair, let your feet rest on the floor, and if I could ask you to give yourself a lovely long neck and a straight back and start to relax. And if it's possible, if you can stand, you'll get the maximum benefit of your warm-up, making your knees nice and soft, shifting your weight so you're feeling balanced, and everyone taking nice, deep, relaxing breaths in. It's Sunday. We've got Haydn and Mozart to sing. What more could you ask for? So as we're taking those nice deep breaths in, we're going to breathe in relaxation. And we're going to breathe out any tension. Wonderful. And really get rid of all that air. Breathe in again. And sigh. Fabulous. One more deep cleansing breath in. And then just blow away anything you don't need to think about for the next 40 minutes or so. So you can focus on the music of Haydn and of Mozart. Now just breathe normally, maybe a little bit more deeply than you would normally, and just roll your shoulders around, everyone. Hello to everyone who's joined us since we started the broadcast. Hope you're all having a good morning. Hello to Marion. Hello to Gloria. Hello Christine. Hello Soraya. Hello everyone. We're just rolling our heads around, rolling our shoulders, stretching out these neck muscles. Fabulous. Click and pop from my shoulders. Well, that's why we do these exercises, isn't it? Okay, just to allow ourselves permission to think about starting to consider relaxing. Okay, let's start off with a couple of ma-ma-mas. Here we go. And ma-ma-ma, ma-ma-ma, ma-ma-ma. Now yo, 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 yo. Now yeah, 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 yeah. Now more, 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 more. One more, 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 more. Very, very nice in indeed, everybody. Let's put those birthdays back on screen. And as I said, it's Margaret's birthday today. Tomorrow it will be Julie's birthday. More birthdays, of course, coming up in our Wednesday broadcast. But for now, let's sing to Margaret and Julie. Voices together from all around the world. Here we go. 1, 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Margaret and Julie. Happy birthday to you and many more. Many happy returns of the day to both of you. And I have to say, as we were singing there, I was thinking perhaps we could take a leaf out of the great Victor Borge's book and do a... Since we are having a classical Sunday today, I want to bring in some of the classical tropes and the classical styles as we move towards our first piece this morning, which is the Kyrie from the Little Organ Mass in B-flat by the great Haydn. Now, this work is particularly interesting for a number of reasons, because it wasn't actually just by Haydn. The original version was by Franz Joseph Haydn, Papa Haydn, but it was adapted slightly, elongated in places, by his brother Michael. This first movement, however, is as Papa Haydn himself wrote it. It's called the Little Organ Mass because it was composed for, well, an organ to accompany, and it is a shorter setting. So it's what you would call a missa brevis. And so a very short but very, very beautiful Kyrie eleison in the key of B-flat to start us off this morning. Nice deep breath, everyone. Here is some Haydn. And... I think the definition, short and sweet, very much applies to that beautiful Kyrie from Haydn's Little Organ Mass in B-flat. And it was actually one of the very first pieces of Haydn that I ever learnt as a young chorister. I remember being just swept away by the incredible artistry, the harmonies, and particularly the suspensions, those notes which clash against each other to create those incredible moments of frisson. I was just completely and utterly hooked, and to be honest, I've never stopped loving Haydn's music. So there is more to come, but first, we're going to enjoy some Mozart. Now, there are very few composers in the world as instantly iconic, as recognisable and as famous as Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Touched by God. His name means that. And as a young boy, of course, he was taken around Europe by his father and very much shown off to the great crown heads of Europe as a wunderkind, as a prodigy. And there are some who say that perhaps this wasn't the greatest experience for the young Mozart from a mental health point of view, but it's clear he really did actually enjoy the experience. And when he was in London, his father, Leopold, took very, very ill. He had a throat infection that lasted for many months. And so they went from the centre of London, where they were based, out to Chelsea, which in those days was still mainly fields and farmland, to take the better air. Now, of course, if you know London these days, Chelsea is not exactly farmland and rolling hills. But in those days, it was a place you could go and recuperate. And they stayed in London for several months. Whilst he was there, he learnt from the great J.C. Bach, Bach's son, London Bach, and he wrote for his master this piece, God is Our Refuge, the only piece that Mozart ever wrote in English. He was 8 years old when he composed it, and I have to say, I don't think I could do anything as accomplished as this when I was 8. So here it is, everyone. God is Our Refuge in the key of G minor. Again, short, but devastatingly beautiful. So many influences from the English style, not just the fact that it's written in English, but so many little hallmarks of what the young Mozart would have heard here in England, particularly in London at the time. Little elements there of Boyce and of Purcell, very clearly hugely influenced the young composer. Now, we're going to continue with a bit more Papa Haydn and indeed a little bit more of the Little Organ Mass. And this is where things, I think, start to get really interesting. Haydn he was raised as a man of faith, and he was a good Catholic, but it's clear that he had limited patience for actually sitting in services. He rather famously was kicked out of his choir when he was a young lad for playing pranks on his fellow choristers, most notably snipping off the ponytail of the young man sitting in front of him in the middle of a service. And so it'd be of no surprise to you to hear that Haydn, when he wrote this Little Organ Mass, clearly had no patience for an extended setting of either the Gloria and the Credo, to the extent that he wrote these to be as short as possible, and in fact managed to get the Gloria down to a little under 30 bars. When you consider that for some settings that he did later in his life, these would run on for 10, 12, 15 minutes, this would be performed in around about a minute flat. Now, this was a controversial decision, and over the years, this work has been reworked, most notably by Haydn's brother, Michael, who took the themes that Haydn compressed together to try and get the Gloria performed in as short space of time as possible, and extended them out, kind of teased them out to make them last a little bit more of an appropriate length. So this is the extended edition, the director's cut, if you will, as extended by Michael Haydn of the Gloria now from the Little Organ Mass by Papa Haydn. Here we go, everyone.
Gratia saggi
absolutely beautifully crafted music, a seed planted by Papa Haydn and tended and nurtured and very much extended by his brother Michael. It is definitely worth seeking out a recording of the original version of that because it passes in a flash. And interestingly, the credo is perhaps the most controversial of all of the movements. We don't currently have a recording of it. I shall have to record it for all of you because Haydn so cheekily sets the various lines of the creed to run concurrently. So effectively, I believe in God the Father is sung by the sopranos at the same time as the altos sing the maker of heaven and earth, and then the tenors sing maker of all things, and so on. So each choir part is singing a separate line of the creed at the same time. So you've got 4 lots of text going at once because he just wanted to get through it. Again, that has been extended by Michael Haydn, and it's very much frowned upon if you try and sing it as part of a church service. Take it from me. Now, we're going to move on and we're going to return to the world of Mozart. And again, just some similarities really with the Haydn, because, of course, the Confutatis, and particularly the Lacrimosa, these were works written by Mozart but were completed, and in the case of the Lacrimosa, very much extended by somebody else. Not Mozart's brother, but by Mozart's student, in this case Franz Xaver Süssmayr. So we're going to sing the Confutatis and the Lacrimosa from the Mozart Requiem, one after the other. And these are, as I said at the beginning of the show, perhaps the most iconic choral pieces in the repertoire. They are so recognisable, they are so powerful, and very much 2 sides of a story. You have the despair, you have the fire of the Confutatis, and then you have the tears of the Lacrimosa. And so this will lead us into our minute of reflection. Basses, if you're ready to start, followed by the tenors. Let's have a really rousing sing of Confutatis from the Mozart Requiem. Here we go. Truly iconic, powerful almost beyond words. I've been lucky enough to sing and conduct in that particular piece on, I can't tell you how many times now, both here in the UK and indeed around the world, most notably, most recently in Monse in Austria and in Salzburg. And it just touches the heart in a way that is, as I say, beyond powerful. And when you consider that Mozart himself did not survive to hear that particular version, it brings even more poignancy and more power. So we arrive at our minute of reflection, everyone. And I think Lacrimosa will always bring a tear. And it's worth, I think, taking a moment to send our love and our thoughts to anyone who has lost someone recently. There's been people in the live chat saying recently that they've come back from funerals, that they miss people, that it's anniversaries this time of year. And so big hugs to anyone for whom that has been their recent reality. To anyone who is ill, is suffering, to anyone who is caring for someone who is ill or suffering, we send our thoughts and our love to all of you. But I do want to bring the sun up a little bit towards the end of our minute of reflection, because I was fortunate enough yesterday to spend the entire day conducting my wonderful orchestra in North Somerset on a full day of workshopping Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. And talk about an iconic piece. I mean, the Beethoven 5 is possibly even more famous than the Mozart Requiem. Again, an iconic piece. And I just had to pinch myself as I was conducting there for hour after hour after hour at just how fortunate I am to have music in my life. And I think we can all agree, those of us watching, singing along, taking part in these activities. The live chat is full of people saying, I remember singing this, or I've recently sung this, or I'm learning this. The way it brings us together, music is a true gift. It is one of the ways in which we humans, our nature is unfortunately violent and brutal. You just need to turn on the news to see our base nature, but our higher nature is found in music. And I think we need to take a moment to just consider how fortunate we are to have music in our lives and to reaffirm our love of this art and of our communities, wherever they are, however they are, in person, around the world, whether you come together once in a blue moon or whether you see each other every day. Music is the thing that binds this world together and will be the defining characteristic, I think, of humanity in the days, decades, and millennia to come. So let's just bow our heads for a minute. There's a lot to think about this morning. Let's make it a minute and 10 seconds, eh? See you soon. Thank goodness for music, eh? So we're going to have one last piece of Haydn, and this is "Oh Let Me In, the Accepted Hour." And this was a tiny little piece, just actually very, very rare, I think, to find a recording of it. So much so that I put this title into YouTube to Google this morning, and the top hit is our video from the choral alphabet. So it's not a well-known piece. It's a piece Haydn wrote while he was in England. You know, he came to London twice in the 1790s. Both times was treated like a rock star for obvious reasons. And this is one of just a handful of little pieces that he wrote to earn a bit of money. And so it's a verse-based trio. Now, this recording what I've done is I've sung both soprano and tenor singing the tune. So you have the tune in octave, you have a lovely alto part, you have a bass line. If you want to learn this piece, well, it seems the only show in town is Homechoir. So make sure you stick around and search for this piece after we've sung it. But let's have a sing through now. Oh, Let Me in the Accepted Hour by the great Papa Haydn.
Oh, let me in the accepted hour, in prayer to thee my spirit go. Thy will, O Lord, propitious friend, and please thy promise ever extend. Snatch from the mighty depths thy feet, back let my furious thoughts retreat. Safe from the hate thy servant keep, nor leave him sinking in the deep. In order to my soul display thy mercy's old and lively ray. Look down, eternal God, look down. Behold me not without a frown. Let to thy servant's longing eye thy face amidst my foes deny. Haste to my aid, oh, haste thee. Release my soul from hostile fear.
There we are, everyone. That's the thing about Haydn's music. It's so wholesome. That's the best word I can think of to describe Papa Haydn's music, whether it's his string quartets, his incredible symphonies, his oratorios, his masses, his operas, his tiny little trios. They're crafted with such care and such love and such artistry. You can't help but be charmed by them. And we're going to finish now with another iconic work, and one of the most important works to me personally, to this channel, and to our dear friends over at Choir of the Earth, because, well, this is the work that really sparked this choral revolution nearly 5 years ago to the day. So I've been running Quarantine Choir, as it was known then, for about a week and a half, and I was put in touch with the chap who runs Choral, and we agreed that he would publicise Quarantine Choir if I would do a classical work, because I'd been doing, as you know, jolly little songs, little trios, nothing too classical, very much thinking about an inclusive crowd. But he said, my subscribers, he said, will need something a bit more formal, a bit more classical. And so I thought, right, better put the jacket on. Let's do Mozart's Ave Verum Corpus. Now, that video has had more views, I think, than almost anything apart from our recent AI videos and The Policeman's Lot. It's had tens of thousands of views. And it brought me to the attention of Mark Strawn, and, of course, then led to the creation of the Self-Isolation Choir and everything that's followed. So this work will always have a dear, dear place in my heart. It is Ave Verum Corpus by Mozart. This is the first piece that Homechoir sang together. This is our original recording from 2021. And so, with all that said, let's leave it to dear Wolfgang to close our show today. And with your voices, everyone, here is Ave Verum Corpus. Well done, everyone. Well done and well sung. Thanks so much for your beautiful singing over the last nearly 5 years. And in particular, thanks for being with us today. Whether you're watching live or whether you're watching later on, there's always room at Homechoir. And we've loved having you with us today. So if you'd like to stick around, if you're not already subscribed, please do hit that button. Please do hit the like. Please do share this broadcast with anyone you think would enjoy some gorgeous music from this pair here, from Mozart and from Haydn. Now, we'll be back on Wednesday with our jazz-based deep dive. We've got some Beatles coming up on Friday. And then in the weeks ahead, we've got more beautiful music. Now, given that the last Sing Sunday was Baroque themed, this one's classical. Wonder what we could do for the next one. Answers on a postcard, please. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And do remember how lucky we are to have music in our lives. See you soon, folks. Take care. Bye.